Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blastoff.
Victory or Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full movie podcast. And today we are going to be watching the 2014 horror film. It's a horror movie, and it's a zombie movie, and also like a romantic comedy, Life After Beth. And honestly, this movie was not my choice, which is why today I brought along a very special guest, somebody who I came up with in the film industry and who's been a bit of a mentor for me. You've been a mentor to me, Jess. Jess, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. And I don't like how you threw me under the bus. It was not my choice.
It was your choice.
It was.
You made
But
two
if it was
choices.
a bad choice. It wasn't. Let's just keep it at that.
Well, no one's saying it's a bad choice. The purpose of this podcast is that we watch movies either one of us really was never into, and by the end, we try to find an appreciation for it.
Oh, that's nice. That's so positive.
Right. You know, this is somebody's favorite movie out there. Somebody loves this movie.
You're right. I'm sure someone does.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Maybe
but maybe
it'll be one of us by the end of the podcast.
I doubt that. But you're right. It could be. I mean, I've never really been into zombie movies. I think zombie genre is kind of played out these days.
Yeah.
I think the last zombie movie I saw that was kind of creative was like The Cure. And that was like about like after the zombie apocalypse happened and people were reverted back to normal through some type of cure, and now they're living in society.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah, I don't know why I chose this movie. I saw it was an A24 film, and I usually like A24 films. So I was like, all right, let me just give it a chance. And I didn't want to think too hard about it because I feel like nowadays a lot of my time is spent looking for a movie rather than actually watching movies.
Yeah. Which is another purpose for my YouTube channel. Anyone can go on my YouTube channel and they can just find movies and TV shows to watch.
There you go.
Yeah. So the actress, we were talking a little bit about the actress before recording, Aubrey Plaza. What do you think of her?
I think I like Aubrey Plaza. I like her because she's Puerto Rican, and I feel like she's one of those people where people are like, she's Puerto Rican? Yes, exactly. And I'm
she's
Puerto
one
Rican.
of those Puerto Ricans that like can pass for white.
Yeah, that's me too. So like, I find
that's
her
not
very
you.
relatable.
That is not you.
I do.
That is 100% not you.
I don't know. I guess it depends on who you ask. But I get a lot of shock when I tell people that I'm Puerto Rican. People are like, no way.
Who isn't shocked?
Utter shock. Like they faint. Just people. I don't know. Usually it's white people who are like, what? But I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's why I like her. And we also discovered that she was 37 years old and that she just got married this year.
That's mind-blowing.
Isn't it?
Not the marriage part, but just the 30 years old.
No, yeah, it is pretty crazy that she's almost 40 because she always plays like super young people. Yeah.
And you know, there's this weird trend now because we're also talking about someone like a Anna Kendrick, who, in terms of like acting skill, is pretty much on the same level as Aubrey Plaza. And I think I do believe she's in this movie as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw like a thumbnail and I'm like, is that? Oh my god, it's what's her face? But yeah, she's in this movie as well. But I think both these actresses are going through such a weird phase in their career where they've been playing nothing but like 20-year-old, 21-year-old characters. And now they've gotten older to the point where their face looks old but yet really young, and that's like a weird casting choice for a lot of directors.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very 90s thing to do, where like all the high schoolers look like they're 30.
That's very true.
Like
That's
She's
very
All
true.
That or something. They all look so
Well,
adult.
you know what? I actually did a podcast episode on the new one. He's All That.
And is it worth watching? Should I listen to the podcast?
Oh, you should. Yeah, I'll totally send it to you. You should watch it and then or listen to it while you watch the movie because
Okay.
there's no guest on it. It's just me on that one.
Okay. All right. That's great. I'm sure.
Because I grew up watching the original one, and I wasn't like.
No, me too. All the time. It's actually like a super unhealthy movie, though.
She's All That?
Yeah. Like, it just teaches you all the wrong things, I feel like.
Well, here's the thing. And listen, at first we were talking about zombie movies. Now we're talking about Rachel Lee Cook. Rachel Lee Cook, or not even Rachel Lee Cook. She's All That is not even. I honestly wouldn't say that movie is a classic. I think people deemed it as a classic because it came out during the stretch of romantic comedies that are.
And it also had Freddie Prinze Jr. in it, and he was just like the heartthrob of the time.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is horrible in movies.
You know, my dad actually kind of looks like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He looks like Freddie Prinze Jr. or Freddie Prinze Sr.?
Well, now senior.
Oh, okay.
But way back then, when I was younger, all the girls were like, "Your dad's so cute." And I'd be like, "Ew, okay, moving on."
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never experienced that as a kid.
Well, you're lucky. It's weird. It's weird when your friends are like attracted to your parents.
I've had days at school where there's just a random older black guy just present, and my white friends would just come up to me and say, "Hey, is that your dad?" Like, no, it's not my dad. Why would that be my dad? Get away from me. So yeah, it's just it's very awkward. But yeah, I would totally send you the He's All That podcast episode so you can watch it along with that.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, but I'm actually pretty excited to go into this movie blind. So
I am too. I haven't really looked too much into it, so we'll see what we find. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
I hope so. Well, I don't know. I love shitting on movies, but well, I mean, I love movies.
So am I allowed to shit on the movie, or do I have to be positive?
No, you can talk however much you want about. Listen, when we start the movie, it is just imagine just two friends alone in a movie theater, just talking, just talking. We could talk about the movie. We could talk about life.
Okay.
Anything goes.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so Starfighters, we are going to get started with this movie, Life After Beth. I believe it's on Amazon. Check the description below to double check me on that. If it is anywhere on a streaming service, it's listed below, and if it's not, then I guess just listen to us, or you can probably find a movie somewhere online.
Yeah, they have it on like some streaming sites, and then it's definitely on Amazon.
Oh, cool. So then you know. Awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for the day I can give people the wrong information where they can watch something. Like, hey, everyone, if you want to watch... What's a random ass movie? If you want to watch Sex in the City, it's streaming on ESPN. It's also streaming on Instacart.
They'll deliver it right to your door.
Yep. So that'll be great. Okay, so we are going to get started with this movie in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh! I just got the spinning circle beach ball of death on my old computer.
It's so over for you.
Oh no, and it's okay.
It's still spinning?
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll pause for you. No one really started. No one really started.
Okay, yeah, that was just practice. You were just verbalizing.
In the meantime, well, you know what? You did say your computer is like 10 years old.
I know, but like this is embarrassing. Like you can't even play a 720 video.
That's actually what, 270?
You just put 720 in the file name. Come on.
Yeah, I wish it was.
All right, I'm gonna restart QuickTime.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that.
And then turn it off and on again.
Yeah. So did you ever watch Parks and Rec? Because I know Aubrey Plaza is mostly known for that.
I did watch Parks and Rec, and I was a fan for a time, but like ultimately, like if you were to ask me, do I prefer The Office or Parks and Rec, I'm gonna choose The Office.
I feel like Parks and Rec was just a poor man's Office. I couldn't get into it.
It wasn't as strong as The Office, I don't think. The characters, I think it got, and I think Leslie like was like really annoying sometimes. Just her upbeat attitude. Right. But I did love, my favorite character was Aubrey Plaza and what's his face, her boyfriend, or the man who eventually becomes her boyfriend on the show.
Is that the
dumb one?
Sorry. Oh,
no. He plays. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I don't know that actor.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt and her played a couple, and I just thought they were so great because they're played polar opposites of each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an interesting couple.
Oh, I think it's working now.
All right, it's playing.
Yeah. All right. So you want to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing again?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's still playing for you?
Yeah, it's playing. I have the A24 logo coming up. Looking extra vintage.
I think what happened was when I said press play, you punched it.
Well, that's how you get it to work. When your computer's 10 years old, you have to like use physical violence to get it anywhere.
Oh no. Well, I mean, sure. Maybe like a wrench or something.
Oh wow. We're just starting. Oh, this is such an indie movie. You could just tell.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. Now you're the first guest I've had on here that's like knows films, who actually makes films.
Oh.
So
cool.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to someone like once you're like in that industry and you see how it's made, you can never watch movies the same.
That's the problem of it all. Like, because you get into film because you love it, and then you really get into it and you start to hate it.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about that. Like, all you do is talk shit about films. Do you even love them? I'm like, yes, I do. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't know who that actor is, the guy who's the main character, but if I saw like if I was working like an office job and I see like a dude like that just walk in looking miserable, I'm running.
Oh yeah, like school shooter vibes. Yeah, school shooter vibes, 100%.
Oh man,
this is a funeral though, so this is why he looks so bleak. Oh my god. I just saw apple boxes. Am I crazy?
You saw apple boxes?
Oh no, I think I wasn't paying attention because my dog was trying to open the door. Oh, he was passing off napkins. I saw apple boxes. Sorry, my brain's on film.
See, this is coming back to that conversation we had before recording. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you like to black out and like to make up things of what really happened.
Yeah, exactly what just happened.
I think I remember once you had some type of shoot, some type of film shoot, and I think it was a complete shit show. Then I asked you, "Hey Jess, how did that shoot go?" And you're like,
Mhm.
"It was amazing. It was just pure bliss." I just remember everyone floating.
I was floating. I didn't even have to clean up after myself. I just walked away.
Right, right. And I remember you pulling up to work that day, and I remember I saw like a few dead bodies under your car.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, you'll have to be more specific. That could have been any day.
Any day, yeah. So I have a rule. I think
Uh-huh.
personally that you can determine the worth of any movie, in the first 15 minutes.
No, that's like my family rule. Like if like someone doesn't want to watch something, the winning argument is always just give it 15 minutes. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
15 minutes will tell you everything that a movie is going to offer you. I promise you.
Mm-hmm. Is this a montage? Is that what's happening? Yeah. He's upset.
I mean, it is a montage, but it's a bit weird.
It's a loose, yeah. Like it doesn't feel like temporally. It's hard to really like gauge it, but it's doing its thing. I love John C. Reilly.
You love who?
John C. Reilly.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty funny.
Like a Muppet.
Yeah, his Jufro is legendary. I love this actress. And
I think she's amazing and really underrated.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love her in How to Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Which is a question I'm gonna ask you, because my answer to this question is pretty unique, or at least I like to think so. So the question is, if you can live out a movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that is a good question. I think it would be Spirited Away.
Oh my god! I just literally did a podcast episode or a podcast movie on that.
Did you like it?
No.
What?
Not at all. Like, what the fuck was that movie about?
What? Don't even
That
talk
shit was
to me right
weird.
now. That is like such a good movie.
How?
It's just like, I don't know. I think it's a sentimental thing for me. Because like I watched it when I was 11 and she was 11, and like it just like blends, like it just feels like a giant daydream.
Daydream or a nightmare?
No, daydream. What?
That movie was weird.
You didn't like it at all, huh?
No, what was going on? I can
Were you
appreciate
paying
the
attention?
animation. Yes, I can appreciate the animation, but the movie itself was just like, I felt like nothing flowed.
It's
Nothing made sense.
definitely not like your typical like movie like format,
Yeah, sure. But another thing that was off-putting for me was the so I watch a lot of kind of like Americanized mainstream anime. Well, not like a lot, but just your basic Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and sometimes Inuyasha.
Mm-hmm.
And those characters from from those shows, those voice actors were in that movie.
Really?
And I Dragon Ball Z is probably like the thing I grew up on the most as a child. Mm-hmm. So just hearing like Piccolo's voice and like the guy who plays Trunks, like it's just like This is very weird
Okay,
for me.
that I could understand how that would be like jarring. Wait, did you watch the dub or the sub?
No, I watched the dub,
The dub. Oh,
but
I
it's
don't
all
know.
like remastered. I watched it on HBO Max.
I don't know. I think it's one of the best movies ever made.
Really?
Yeah. What movie would
Okay.
you want to get stuck in?
Well, I told my friend I would love to be stuck in How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey movie.
That I like. You want to live with the Grinch?
No, so I would love to be Cindy Lou Who because personally I believe, and this is just a theory, I can't prove this. I believe that Cindy Lou Who in the movie is dead. I think she's been dead for many years.
Okay.
From how I see, I hear you laughing. I can.
Okay.
From how
And
every character talks to her, approach her, they literally don't even acknowledge she's around. They talk to her very vaguely, and her vocabulary is like of an Ivy League student. So obviously there's something off-putting. I think she is actually a spirit, and she's been living there just watching over people,
what
giving
if
people advice and whatnot for many
what if
years.
it's the spirit from Poltergeist?
I never seen Poltergeist.
Oh, okay. Because like the little girl kind of reminds me of Cindy Lou, and she actually like goes into the TV, right? And like, what if when she goes into the TV, she's just going into like How the Grinch Stole Christmas Land? That would be quite a mix-up.
What is Poltergeist? That sounds like something.
It's like an '80s horror movie.
No, but I mean, like, what is it?
Like, what is a poltergeist?
That sounds like something you would catch at a rave. Poltergeist?
Yes, I guess a German rave. Oh, ouch. Um, it's alright. It's so kind of overrated.
Oh, like Spirited Away?
No, wrong.
Do you own the DVD?
I do. I own the Blu-ray.
Okay. I would love to come over there, grab it, grab the movie itself, look at you while I open your window, and then go like, yeet! Just throw that shit out the window.
Yeah, and you're going out the window right after it to get it for me through the
Like
window.
Fresh Prince. Ah!
Yes, exactly. He looks like a Kyle.
Is that what they call them? Kyles? Oh,
I
that's
feel
a
like
scary
Kyle is
name.
like the most annoying name you could say. Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle. Wow, that is an annoying name.
My dog keeps trying to open the door.
You can let your dog in. Does he make a lot of noise?
No. Was he just trying to masturbate with the scar?
Yeah. I don't think that's
I just feel like that's not like wouldn't that be itchy and uncomfortable and
well, it's not only that, but I feel like that's not necessarily a real thing, right? Like let's say like if you had a romantic partner and if you did keep something of theirs that's like very intimate and somewhat kind of like romantic in that way,
Mhm.
I don't think it would be a scarf.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's like if my girlfriend says, "Hey, I'm not going to see you for a long time, but here I want to give you something," and she gave me a hat. I'm like, yes. I cannot wait to spend some days.
I can't wait to
with
fuck this hat. It's a very obnoxious scarf.
Yeah, it almost doesn't even seem like it's a scarf. It's probably something else, and people just think it's a scarf.
It's a very art teacher scarf.
You know, I would have loved to see some type of establishment of their relationship.
Of who's like him and the girlfriend.
Yeah,
Mm,
because we
mm.
don't know what type
Yeah,
of
because
girlfriend.
like right at this point you're like, I don't really care.
Well, it's not even that. So whenever a movie doesn't establish anything and they try to just go off of like, hey, you should care about this because of X, Y, and Z, I love to fill in the gaps and make it as exaggerate it as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I think, so personally, since they haven't told us anything about Beth, I personally believe that he is so attached to Beth because she used to physically abuse him. And
Because
he was
she's
always
Aubrey Plaza.
right. And I think he was always afraid to leave the relationship. And it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome in a sense.
Mm.
So now that she's gone, he's like, I need her. I can't survive without her.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Why does this guy seem like every Atlanta actor?
Which one?
The cop.
The brother, yeah. This is them on Marta. Is he like the security guard for like the neighborhood?
I don't know. They didn't establish that either. I like to think he's not a security guard. He actually works at Party City and he likes dressing up as that cop. You see how fun this is when they don't establish anything?
Yeah, they just like leave it all up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's like 70 degrees outside and he's like wearing this scarf?
Right. Right, yeah. And I also like to think we're about to see Cardi B pretty soon.
Oh, why's that?
I don't know. A lot of characters haven't been established, so why not? Why wouldn't we see her?
I think that would make this movie like 10 times better, actually.
I think you would. I think you would as well. I feel like we've made projects a lot better than this.
I don't know about that. This is definitely giving me some MAGA vibes.
Well, hold on. We've been a part of some pretty sick projects, or at least stuff I was like super proud of.
Really? Like what?
So, oh yeah, you weren't there for that. No, never.
What was that move? You saw that evasive maneuver?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like Aubrey like 35 here. There's a really funny meme that sums this up. Like with like a white kid and like a white mom, and the things that the white kid would tell his mom that clearly any other child wouldn't get away with. So the mom
Is
was
it a
like,
video?
no, it's a meme. It's a
Oh,
meme.
okay.
Like it's like an Arthur meme. So the meme says the son is like, "Mom, can I borrow the yacht?" And the mom's like, "No, Timmy." And then Timmy's like, "You better count your fucking days, bitch."
I think it's the way his hair is parted.
This is so weird. How did it not show us her dying?
It is weird.
Yeah, well, still, if you like Spirited Away, I'm sure this is about to become a classic for you.
What? In what way? Have you ever had an MRI?
No. No.
They're pretty. Sometimes. I don't know if I'm good at this. Because you want to know why? Because I'm so bad at, like, multitasking.
Wait, you don't know if you're good at MRIs?
No, I have podcasts. Like watching something and talking about something is hard for me.
Oh, yeah. If any time you feel like you need to just, I want to pay attention. I'm going to watch this. You go for it.
Yeah, but that's like me all the time. That's the problem.
Of you just like what, not talking?
Yeah, like when I watch a movie, I don't talk. Oh yeah, I'm thinking too hard about it.
She didn't die. She's right there. And we didn't see her die in the movie.
So do you think they like made some sort of pact with the devil or something?
I personally think Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, the X-Men, are somewhere here in this universe world.
Oh, they're on their way.
Yeah, and I think someone is cloning people.
Or she's like, that's her special ability. She can clone herself to be.
Or maybe she's
dead
like,
and then alive.
Yeah, or she's like indestructible. Like she can't die.
Oh.
Imagine that. Imagine having a partner that can't die. Oh. Why did I always kind of felt like that was his parents?
No. Those are her parents.
Why is he always over there though?
Oh, because he's like grieving and he went to go grieve with them.
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. If my girlfriend passed away, I don't think I would
hang out with her parents.
Yeah, why would I? What?
I think it's like you can like commiserate in your misery.
Yes, you can come visit and whatever, but you can't like
smoke pot and play chess together.
Why is this like she's acting like every girl I had a crush on in middle school.
Who is?
Aubrey Plaza, just like super aggressive and loud.
So she's not aware that she died.
How can you? Who can be aware if you died or not when you just wake up?
Yeah, it's true. Is she gonna start eating people yet? When's that gonna happen?
Well, Jess, we don't know her sexual orientation. I feel like that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be what makes the movie, Jess. Just focus on the film.
I mean, that's how I know how to judge her. You know, I need to know all the facts.
On her skills.
That's why you don't go hiking alone.
No, you don't. Why is it, and excuse me for saying this, why is it of like all people, there's like a lot of white women that feel like they're untouchable. Like they're like, nothing can go wrong. I remember when I went to this high school party and one of the friends, her name is Jamie, and she's a really cool person. But I remember it was like midnight and she lives in the woods and she's like, hey, she just stared at me and she's like, hey, let's go hiking in the woods. Like, no. Why is that an idea?
That's how you die. I'm glad you didn't go. Did you talk her out of it? She lived in the woods?
She lives in one of those neighborhoods that's like, there's like clear woods like behind her house.
Oh.
She literally said, let's go walk in the woods. I said no.
She probably was going to murder you.
Right. 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, I'm like trying to use the bathroom and I hear a knock at the door and I open it and she's like, hey, there's like an abandoned church. You want to go check it out? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you need help.
Oh my God. I bet she just feels like NPC energy. She's just trying to get you to somewhere so the real story can be good.
Oh my God. You're absolutely right. That would actually be a pretty cool. Imagine your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine it's a video game.
Okay.
Right? No, that's weird.
Whoa, that's strange.
Clearly, a lot of white people hike at night.
A lot of what?
A lot of white people.
In this movie?
No, I'm saying in general.
Oh, yeah.
So what I was saying is imagine your life right now.
Okay.
It's a video game.
Okay.
Now, your life right now. Are you on like a side quest? Are you on a main quest?
I am building my house. I'm designing my character because that's what I spend most of my time doing.
You're building your house?
Yeah, like in like the Fallout, the newest Fallout where you can like build your base. I spent so much time doing that.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that too. I've been doing it now more recently in Fallout 4.
Yeah, it's
now
addicting.
With the mods. Well, I've been trying to. I have dedicated myself to make a safe haven for animals. So I can eat them.
That's messed up.
They will be at peace and harmony until I get hungry.
So how many of them do you kill a day?
Well, let's see. There's like those cows with 2 heads.
Yeah.
Those are the first to go.
Oh yeah, those don't deserve to live.
Those are the first to go.
I used to be so attached to my dog in that game. I would like die and literally like restart just so that.
You know that dog? That's a real dog, and the dog who did the scan for that just passed away last year.
No, that's so sad.
Ew.
Oh.
Did you saw that?
What?
You didn't see that?
What?
Like from the movie, you didn't see that?
What? Him sitting down without a shirt on?
No, he
oh,
was.
Ew.
Wait, what? Where are you?
Wait. Okay, are they sitting down by the pool?
Yes. Wait, what time are you at?
26, 59, 27.
Oh, I'm so ahead of you.
Oh my God, no way.
No, I'll pause. I'll pause a little bit.
What are you at?
I'm pausing. I'm pausing. Okay, I'm going. Now where are you?
27, 14, 15, 16, 18.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. I'm at 7:30 now. Or 27:30.
I'm at 27, 29, 30,
Okay,
29.
we're pretty much there.
Close enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you reacted to it too. You saw that thing on her
Yeah,
leg?
yeah, the thing on her leg. Yeah.
Imagine you're on a date and you saw that.
Yeah, that's when the date ends. That looks like syphilis or something.
Or
There's
something.
nothing, no coming back from syphilis.
That looks like Poltergeist.
You've never even seen the movie. How would you know?
It doesn't matter. That sounds like something that it would be.
Do you think he stuffed his underwear for this?
His underwear through what?
Did you see when he in his room and he's got his underwear out? Why is he in his underwear?
That's true. That's weird.
It's weird.
This is a weird human being.
They're both in their underwear right now.
I don't understand what their relationship is.
They're brothers.
No, him and the girlfriend.
He's just annoying. The main character is annoying.
Why do I feel like... This is just me making an assumption, right? Why do I feel like he doesn't really like his girlfriend? I feel like he's just with her because they just been together for a while.
Wow. See, this is what happens when you don't give people information. They jump to all these conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, he's in Parks and Rec.
I'm starting to know where this film is heading. Parks and Rec actors just popping in and out of nowhere. Everyone knows each other on this film.
Side project.
Yeah, this is a complete. I feel like someone made this film on the weekend and they just called people out like, "Yo."
Yeah, I know we've been filming all week, but you want to make a movie this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's how Naomi drives.
Okay. Let me tell you a story. Okay, first off, I love Naomi. I absolutely love Naomi. Let me say this again. I love Naomi.
I hate her.
Okay,
no.
Maybe so much has happened between the.
There really has been so much. There has.
We'll definitely catch up. But okay, so but my story. Okay, again, I have to really say this. I do love Naomi. I think she's a very lovely person. She's even met my mom. She's met my mother.
Mm-hmm.
It was very random how she met my mom, but it happened, and it wasn't the most awkward thing. So I think you remember back in 2017, I was a part of this feature that Andrew did back in South Carolina.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, funnest shoot I've ever been on in my life. It was a blast. It was such a great time. Mm-hmm. Everyone was pretty much having a great time, but Naomi. She was going through a lot of stuff, and it was completely understandable. But on that last day, where people were like, the next day they were going to leave, I remember Naomi saying like she wants to leave like that night. Like she cannot stand being there, and she hates it there. And she, she kind of has like this anger problem where she's kind of like scary to be around.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, well, see, that's where the story is heading. So she's like, I'm leaving. I'm going. I hate it here. And she just storms off. Meanwhile, I'm at the after party having fun. Like, oh, yeah, guys, yeah. literally someone comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, listen, can you do us a favor? Can you ride with Naomi back to Atlanta to just, just to make sure she's okay and this and that." And I love Naomi. I'm like, you know what? She's the homie. I'm going to do this for her. When I tell you that was the scariest car ride I've ever been. Dude,
See, this is what happens when you're nice. You almost died.
She was like pissed to like the third degree. I've never witnessed a woman that angry before.
What is going on in this movie?
I don't know.
A daydream?
It feels
Are
like
they just having sex in this park? And okay, yep, it's not a daydream.
That would have been wild if it was a daydream and it was just like her scarf. Just humping in the sand.
This is all a daydream and he's just masturbating with his scarf. That would be a better movie, I think.
Yo, you see that though? Her face is changing.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
But I don't understand what's happening. I'm not even gonna anymore. But anyway, I've never seen a woman that pissed before.
It's actually dangerous, though.
It's extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
But I also felt like something would have happened if I wasn't there.
Oh, really? She would have drove into a ditch or something?
Maybe. We were okay at a certain point during like the 3-hour car ride back to Atlanta. I remember you telling me back in like 2016 when you had a shoot with her and she like ran out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all had to like go get her.
Yeah.
We almost ran out of gas.
She's the type of person who will run out of gas and then be like, why did this happened to me?
Right. It was literally like, so the entire car ride was literally like a really bad sitcom of like me trying to make jokes, trying to ease the tension, and then just
failing because she's like, her anger knows no bounds.
Her anger was just like someone who's like, this is not a sitcom. This is a thriller. You want this to be a family show right now. But in reality, it's Dexter.
That's exactly it. Oh my god. Are you going to put this in? I fear for our lives.
No, you'll be completely fine. And let me tell you something. I'll end the story with this. One of the first conversations we had, because I think like for the first 10 minutes, it was just like silence, like her just like angry. Mm-hmm. And I think we were trying to have a conversation about her family.
Oh god.
And oh yeah, big mistake on my. That's like one of those video games where you get to choose what dialogue option you want, and it's like you have a 35% chance of this conversation going really well. Well, for me, it was like
35. It was like 0.5% chance.
Well, I feel like it was like, hey, you have a 99.9% of this conversation going well, but then that 0.1% was just like, fuck you. We talked about her family, and then I was like, hey, Naomi, you talk about your mom a lot. You never talk about your dad. You have a good relationship with your dad?
Oh, no.
She's like, my dad's dead. And I was like, at first, you just saw my face. Like the streetlights were hitting my face, and I'm just like, it's like Christy Teigen's face all over again. And I'm just like, Naomi, I'm very sorry to hear that. No, you're not. she literally cut off my words like, no, you're not.
Oh my god.
I'll leave the conversation. It was a very memorable night.
I just wouldn't be surprised if we saw her on the news in a couple of years, honestly.
Maybe. I still love Naomi though.
Yeah.
I have no reason to hate her.
Mm-hmm.
Man. See, I love that about film. Like just the stories. See, stories like that.
Like working in film?
No, stories like me being trapped in a car with women going 120 miles an hour. It's stories like
You
this I
asking
live
all
for.
the wrong questions.
Wrong question after wrong question after wrong question. How was I supposed to know? I was, at that moment in time, I was like, holy shit, I don't really know Naomi very well. I work with her a lot, but I really don't know this human being.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she took the time to talk your ear off about it.
She did, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was like, you know how some people like to have public sex because of the thrill of it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a point where I was like, I want to ask her more questions, but I know it's not going to go well. But it's the thrill of what would happen.
Wait, can you drive?
Can I drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's another thing. All right. So that was a big point of the Naomi story too. What the?
What?
You want to know something crazy right now?
You were right.
You want to know something crazy right now?
What?
This is legit. This is legit minutes before Naomi and I started driving.
The reenactment.
But I remember what I remember the most though. I think someone was telling me, it was like, hey, you should drive. Like, don't let Naomi drive. You should totally drive. You should do this and do that.
Yeah.
But I tell you, she was ready to die. Like, she's like, you're gonna have to kill me to take these keys away.
Who? Why was she mad about?
Oh, she was just extremely pissed at. Okay, so there was. This is really crazy. What's going on?
Naomi screaming on her way to the car.
This is actually not Life After Beth. This was all shot on my iPhone that night. Where me and Naomi got in the car. Yep, this is exactly. This is exactly what happened. I told her, you can do all this if you want. This is your car. It's not mine. But yeah, she understandably, and I completely understood her from this point. She was completely like not happy of how unappreciated she was being treated on set. And she was doing a lot of stuff. And I'm pretty sure the directors and the producers definitely appreciated her. I know for a fact they did. They love her to death.
Right.
But I think they didn't show that as enough as what she wanted.
Right, but for her, it's like never enough.
Sure. But then with that piled on to the point where she found out that someone broke into her home and stole like, her possessions and things like that. Like that's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we like wait, I don't think I want to talk about Naomi anymore because she's dead to me.
Okay. We'll totally end the conversation. I was going to say, with all that stuff happening to her, and then you have this scrawny black guy trying to make jokes in the car. Annoying her to death.
I feel like you're a good like car buddy because you talk a lot.
I try to be. Well, here's another car incident. I have a really good car. I have quite a few good car stories with Gabe, our good friend Gabe. Oh
God,
I love Gabe. Oh my God, I love Gabe.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love that entire Cinder family. Yeah, I remember we were doing some type of car commercial, and we were taking I believe it was a 3-ton truck.
Hmm.
It might not. It might have been a 5-ton truck, and he was driving. He said he's going to drive, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll tag along." And it was all the way in Cummings, Georgia, where he's from.
Hmm.
And I remember being super tired that day. And normally I'm super talkative. He knows I'm super talkative, and he was trying to talk to me on the drive there, but I was like not having it. I was trying to go to sleep. So I shit you not, I fell asleep, and I woke up with us being pulled over and Gabe talking to a police officer.
Oh my god, of course he did. Of course, was he speeding?
I was like, what's happening?
Oh, I would have just pretended to be sleeping. I would've, like,
Right.
opened my eyes.
Well, I don't know. He probably would have thought like some type of kidnapped victim or something. I don't know.
The tiny little scrawny black boy.
Did you drug that black guy over there? Why is he sleeping in the middle of the afternoon?
Right.
But yeah, it was all in all, it was a fun shoot. It was it's funny, you know. I think he wouldn't have gotten pulled over if I was talking to him.
What happened? Was he just speeding, or did he doze off or something?
He was like talking on the phone.
And
you know, like how some people talk on the phone. He was like elbows on like steering wheel.
Like using his elbows to navigate.
No, like one hand was on the steering wheel, another one was like an elbow was also there, and he was like talking on the phone. And you know, that's like very alarming for some people when people drive really big trucks like that.
Yeah.
So
God, this movie is so crazy. I regret.
this reminds me of another experience.
Are you sure you want to talk about that on your
Listen, I'm not the most sexual person in the world, but the experiences I've had can last a lifetime. That's literally me running away from the situation. Why is this movie my life? This actor looks familiar. I've seen him in something. There she is.
Ooh. Oh. I see. Oh, yeah.
What type of fantasy world is this? Women like her could just come up to you sitting alone in a diner?
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't happen anymore.
Anymore? There was a point where it did happen?
Yeah, like maybe in like the 50s when people used to hang out in diners.
Oh, in the 50s. Jess, I don't think I can travel back to that time period.
I think it's safer for you not to, anyway.
Exactly.
You think this is going to be his new girlfriend?
I don't know. That's not much of an upgrade. So I've kind of... This is off topic, but not really off topic. We're talking about relationships. Not really, but kind of. Not really. But so with my girlfriend and all the things that she likes and, you know, and why I like her and all that stuff, I started playing this video game that I really fell in love with called 5 Dates.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interactive video game where you're this guy from London. Everything's based in London. You're this guy and the pandemic just happened. So he's like going on like a dating website to meet meet dates. And you go on these 5 different dates with different women with different personalities and all that stuff. It's like a fantastic game. I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely character driven and all that stuff. So the point I'm trying to make is I didn't know that it was like an actual real thing that people are subconsciously not aware that they keep dating the same people. Because of the 5 dates that I went on in a video game, the woman that I end up choosing is literally the same hobbies, same characteristics as my girlfriend. And I was not even aware of that.
Oh, wait, what made you aware of it?
I think what made me aware, and I'm going to be completely honest, I think what made me aware was I think I had an argument with my girlfriend, and we were just like, whatever, shut up. We'll just talk later, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go play 5 dates. I'm going to go lose myself in this world in virtual dating.
Yeah, okay, I'm sure your girlfriend loves that. We're fighting. Let me go on like virtual dates now.
It's not real. But then I go on these virtual dates, and then the person I end up choosing, and I'm like, you know what? And the girl's name is Saffron, right? Fictional character. Her name is Saffron. And I'm like, you know what? I really like Saffron. She eats healthy. She cares about the environment. She's super into cooking. And then as the more I started listing things off, I was like, holy shit.
And were you like, oh God, I should call my girlfriend and apologize?
No, I was just like, what the hell just happened?
Oh shit. Oh my God.
He didn't even hit her that hard.
I thought he was gonna reverse again.
Again, it's Naomi. That was literally when the producer asked everyone else to go drive Naomi, and everyone ran away. And I'm the idiot that's like, you know why I did it? You know what? And I'm sorry to keep talking about her. I'll stop talking about her.
No, you're fine.
The main reason, and I'm pretty sure Naomi knew this, the main reason why I chose to accompany her that night was because during that shoot, I had a crush on her friend.
And I was so you were getting her good graces.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll do it. Crushes cause stupid decisions. You risk your life.
That is an understatement. That's literally like going to the grocery store and like, should I get some oranges or some apples? You're risking your life with these choices right now.
How is your girlfriend? Is she still? Are you guys still doing long distance?
Yes, we are still doing long distance. She's still on the other side of the state. I'm not going to say which state.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far, but.
When was the last time you guys got to see each other?
Oh, it's been a while. I was gearing up.
It being in a long distance relationship?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think because you met her before.
Yeah.
Because we met on set. No. You met her before.
I don't know.
Because it was
I can't remember.
Yeah, well, it was on an indie project that we were both working on. And I'm sure maybe you noticed her, maybe. But I don't know. You probably didn't know this, but she's actually a lot older than what she looks. Ooh. She looks incredible for her age.
How much older is she?
I would say she's in her mid-30s.
How old are you?
I just turned 27 a few months ago.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're young.
I'm young?
Yeah, you're young. I'm 28, so
I'm a man,
as your
Jess.
senior.
As your senior. Why do people do this? You can be like you're not even like a full year older than me. You're like a few months and you're like, yo, I'm like your OG. Like, I'm like,
As your senior, I
your senior.
advise you to respect me and acknowledge the gap between us in wisdom and age.
Yeah, the few months between us.
A lot happens within a few months when you're a toddler. I was making leaps and bounds, and you were probably still drooling.
I was probably drooling with my ponytail. I had a lot of hair when I was born.
You had a ponytail?
I had an afro. I had a ponytail and an afro.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What happened?
My mom cut it. That's what happened.
Did she keep it? Is she one of those moms?
I think so. I've mentioned my mom a lot in this podcast episode. People are going to think I'm like some type of mama's boy. Like, he keeps talking about his mom. And like, how did Naomi meet his mom? He just brings his mom randomly to places.
You'll have to have your mom on the podcast. Oh no,
God, no. Should just talk about decorating stuff.
I love that this movie is like just like a series of like events, but like they're all broken up by like Aubrey Plaza screaming like a gorilla.
Everything is giving me PTSD. Everything I'm witnessing. But to answer your question, what is it like being in a long distance relationship?
Yeah.
And when I was in college, I got distracted by that gunshot. So when I was in college, I had a friend who was a lot older, and she was in a long distance relationship with her boyfriend. It's been like months and months and months since they've seen each other and all that stuff. And I was asking her, like, how do you do it? And she's like, when you're just like older, you're just more independent on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if if you care about the person, then things will just
work
align.
out. Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like you keep yourself pretty busy, and I'm sure she does too.
Well, it's not even that, but it's just like she's pretty mature. And I mean, I'll make a lot of immature jokes, but maybe I'm not mature. I don't know what I'm saying, but
okay, is it hard like with like her being in her mid-30s? Does she like want kids and stuff?
Oh, so yeah, no, she does not. Well, she's not like opposed to it,
but she's not like it's not like that's an issue for both of you, because like I feel like you're not at an age where you want to have kids, right?
Right. Well, she's not really that into kids, but she's not opposed to having kids.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. How do you feel about kids?
I love kids. I want kids. I want 12. No, I'm joking. But I do want kids.
That's cool. I want kids one day too, but not for a while. I think I need like a good 5 or 7 years. 7 years, maybe.
Everyone says that until they just start having kids.
Well, that's not happening anytime soon.
I see what you're saying. You nipped it in the bud?
Well, I just don't want kids right now. It's too much of a financial responsibility. And also, I don't know, I love kids, but they're all really annoying. They can be really annoying. It's mostly kids in public thing is hard to me. When I'm on an airplane and someone's brought their kid, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How dare you bring this kid on this airplane and ruin my flight?
I see what you're saying. But yeah, the long distance relationship is not necessarily, You know what? You know what it really is? It just honestly depends on what you're looking for in a relationship and what your relationship is based on.
Right. Okay.
So, like I said before, I'm not the
What's your
most
love language?
exactly. So that's what that was what I was gonna say. And it's funny you said this. Saffron asked me the same question on that virtual dating video game.
I'm gonna play this video game. I want to.
You have to. It is amazing.
It's called what?
It's called 5 Dates. You can play it for free on your
5
iPhone.
Dates on the iPhone.
You can play it for free. Yeah, just go on like the
App Store.
Yeah, go on the App Store. 5 Dates. I'll even send you. I'll send it to you.
Okay. So what was your answer to Saffron?
Well, because the love languages is like what? There's affectionate, like you like touching, kissing, all that stuff. You like to give gifts is another one. Like to receive things.
There's
Another thing is just like spend time. I would honestly say I would honestly say I'm like all of those things. Right?
Well-rounded.
Yeah, I feel like I'm well-rounded. I love giving gifts. I love spending time, but I would say what makes a long distance work per se is like we're both not the most sexual,
okay. Well, that's good. That means that like your drives are match each other. That's like really hard to find, actually.
That's not saying I don't want to have sex.
No, I know what you're saying, but you just like don't need it as much as maybe someone else does.
Exactly. I'm not like these other guys around here that are literally
these other guys.
These other guys are literally,
all
there's
these
like
hoes.
These guys here.
Laurel.
There's like a birth control patch now.
For men?
No, it's for women. But the point is, if they made it for men, literally we would wear them. They would wear them in like visible areas where you can see them. Like, look, I got 5 of them. Look, I'm ready to go.
I got one for you and one for you.
That's exactly what it is.
Man, I wish this movie was better.
Yeah, this movie, it just seems like a really impressive student film.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm loving the conversations that this movie is besting before us. Jesus, Naomi, stop. I can't stop making these jokes.
Oh my gosh.
I've never... See, now that I think about it, I'm trying to remember what was the most... like the time where a woman was like really angry at me. It was probably my girlfriend. Is it weird to say... Is it weird to say that the women in my life who've ever been like super angry at me, I mean like very angry at me, were like my girlfriend and Naomi. And I don't know her. I don't know Naomi very well.
Wait a second. What was the event? What made her so mad? Your girlfriend.
Oh. Do you hear that? That's like my dog.
No, yeah, I do.
Someone rang the doorbell, and she's
I
like
think
going crazy
your
now.
dog sounds pretty pissed at you too. I think you should add it to the list.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what was... I'm trying to remember a time that was like she was super, super pissed at me. Oh, okay. Okay, here's a good one. Valentine's Day was one of them.
Oh no, what'd you do?
Well, it was so weird because I did kind of make like a big deal about Valentine's Day because she's never, had a Valentine's like that, or like been in a relationship during Valentine's Day before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, we can like make it into something, like, we'll make the day special, this and that. Like, I hope you can't wait, and stuff like that. So there's a point where we did see each other. I only just got her like a box of like chocolates, and that was it.
So you
Now, see, I thought she was crazy for feeling this way, but now you're just kind of proving her point.
Wait,
now I understand.
You like put a lot of pressure on the situation.
I didn't put pressure on anything. I just said we're just gonna have fun.
Oh, okay. And then she was mad because all you did was get her a box of chocolates. I would be mad too, though. Like, don't talk it up.
Yeah, makes sense. I understand. I was really in the wrong. Okay, you know what makes it worse though?
What?
Okay, no. Now I gotta finish it. No. I think. All right. Now I completely understand why she's pissed. It was like chocolate. No, I got her some other chocolate. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I think my mom had she loves to like dress up stuff. Yeah, here it goes again. My mom loves to dress up things and like holidays, right? So she just had like a box, like a heart-shaped box, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it. And then she's like, what are you using it for? I'm like, what else would I use it for? Like, give put some chocolate in it and give it to my girlfriend. She's like, oh, okay. So then literally the next day I go and get the box, and my mom literally writes on it. She writes my girlfriend's name on it, and like says like Valentine's Day stuff, which is like, what are you doing? Right? And she filled it up with chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
So she did all the work.
Basically. Which is work I was willing to do, that I wanted to do. But I still went to the grocery store and got her favorite types of chocolate, though.
Right.
Gave it to her. But she was super pissed when she saw that box. Because clearly it wasn't in my... Yeah, clearly it wasn't in my handwriting. She opened up the box of chocolate, and here's the worst part. It was like a bunch of chocolate she couldn't even eat.
Oh no. Why couldn't you just go get a new box?
I don't know where to find a box.
Okay, she was mad. It was completely justified.
Yeah. Now I'm totally seeing it now. I mean, I understood it before. I totally understood it, but now I just feel like more of a jerk.
Well, you should. You really should.
No, well, yeah.
Your mama's
you live
boy.
And learn. You said what?
Your mama's boy.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I feel like those moments in life, though, are so crucial and so important. And those are the memories I find, because it's like, that's the definition of living life. Like just a bunch of scary stuff, like, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Not just like the happy times. Not just the happy times, because you can't enjoy the happy times without the bad stuff.
You're right, because if we continually see like nothing but good, happy things happen to us, we'd eventually become like ungrateful for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That sums up my relationship with Naomi, I think.
That made no sense.
And scene. No, like, because like, having such a tumultuous relationship with someone makes me like appreciate all the like good, normal, healthy relationships that I have.
Oh, with other people, with different people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Am I okay? Now we're gonna get deep. We're gonna have to get deep into my psyche. You tell me, am I a weird human being to. Okay, first let me just tell you, I'm very attracted to women who show great emotion.
Hmm.
Like, I absolutely love that. Like,
I'm sorry, wait, can we pause for a second? Can we talk about how his family has been burned to a crisp?
Who's been burned?
His
His
family
family?
was burned to a crisp.
How?
I
That was
don't know.
them?
That was them. There was no explanation.
That was weird.
That was really weird. But go ahead. You were saying you are really attracted to women who are like very expressive with their emotions. Like you like women who are like loud and angry.
Yeah, it's a European thing. No, I'm joking. But it's, yeah, I'm super attracted to women that just show just great emotions.
Mm.
What the fuck is going on in this movie?
I don't know.
That was the most. We're about to see Cardi B any second. Any second.
She's doomed. I hope it just like ends on her going at the end.
This movie's gonna end with a freeze frame on Eminem and him saying I'm gay, and him just coming out to the world. The most random scene.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm super attracted to women with great emotions. To like,
Yeah.
if you can show that, you know, either that like when you get like angry, you're like very angry, like you're super pissed, or like you're super like sad and like sobbing, or like even in like super happy and you're like, you know, giddy and all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm like super attracted to that.
Yeah.
So
is it because you're not like that?
I'm a very emotional human being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I am. I'm very emotional.
I was just trying to understand why. Well, but I'm sure you could do like a whole podcast on why we are attracted to what we're attracted to.
Because I love to write. I love to write poems. Love to write different media. This is very weird. Wait, did she just look what happened?
Bleeding.
I think she cut off her finger so her daughter can eat something.
Oh my god. This is something my mom would do. She loves me that much.
This is definitely something my mom wouldn't do.
Oh, that's like one time my mom like texts us every night to make sure that we're like safe in bed, and she like texted me and my sister in the group message, and she was like, "Good night, girls. I am obsessed with you." Oh, and I call. She's like a stalker. My mom's a stalker.
Mm-hmm.
But I know if I ever went missing, like she would find me.
I feel like if you were to go missing, there would be like a legit search party for you, and we would totally find you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I'm not talking like any search party. I mean, like, I would legit, me along with some other weirdos in our city would turn into like vigilante.
It's like did you hear about that guy who was like in the search party, and he was like helping search for this guy, and they were looking for him?
I think so. Yeah, they were looking for him, but he was like searching for himself the whole time.
He was like calling for his own name. For a long time.
Yeah, that was weird. I feel like I would do that. Yeah, this is weird. But again, with the it's pretty bad. But again, with the emotions, I'm thinking now having. So I've always had a crush on Naomi, right? And I think you knew that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. You were very much insistent on it at one point.
Why do I feel like that's you right now? You see how she's like carrying that thing? That was literally you carrying huge ass lights on set.
Pretty much. And then dudes being like, "You got it."
That's
Oh my god.
I don't like this actor.
Me neither. He's not good.
The one who plays their brother, though.
Yeah. I just don't believe him.
Okay, back to what I was saying, because
Yes.
I know,
Okay.
I know, I don't want to talk about this flick forever.
Yeah, you had a giant crush on Naomi, and
Yeah, but I think now, well, I've always was conscious
but like
of this.
you
reason.
know that like she actually has like problems.
Exactly,
right?
And I think that's why I had a big crush. I was like, I love that. I think
you love the crazy girl.
I'm telling you, when we were in that car drive, I was scared for my life, and I was happy at the same time.
You are ill.
Maybe I am. I think I am. I was hoping the night would never end. No, I'm joking. No, but like emotions like that, I'm totally all for.
I mean, I have a respect for people who cannot hide their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
I love that. Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's so not me, because I'm very much like reserved and careful about everything I say. So
has that ever been a problem for you?
Yeah, it has been. Like I've been like actually like hurt before, but I don't say that I'm hurt, and I like act all cool. But I actually am like hurting inside, I've done that before. But when me and Carlos broke up, I lost it. I like destroyed the house.
I know you lost it. I don't even know the stories, and I can tell. Like I feel like all men have like this type of, I don't know how to explain it. It's like some type of sixth sense when we just know that a woman is really angry out there in the world, and some poor boyfriend is about to die. And we just know that this could have been us. This could have been us. So we take a moment of silence to like, man, whoever this guy is, may he rest in peace. Little did I know it was in the force. Little did I know I was gonna know the guy.
Oh yeah, I was throwing shit. And it was deserved. It was very much deserved.
I agree.
How heavy do you think that fake stove is on her back?
Not heavy at all. It's probably like styrofoam, maybe.
Styrofoam, yeah. I would think so. They did a good job. It's very convincing.
Mm-hmm. It's the only thing they appreciate in this movie.
Is he gonna? Oh, you think he's gonna push her off the? Oh shit, he is.
You would have to.
Do you think Aubrey Plaza regrets doing this movie?
No, absolutely not. I feel like she probably had a blast doing it.
Yeah. You know what's, I think the worst part about this movie is the soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't know what this music is right now. Yeah, this is just weird. And why Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah, like why did you agree to do this movie? Oh. This feels like a fever dream.
Why shoot her?
End. He's gonna shoot her. He's gotta shoot her.
Just push her off the cliff.
Well, she might live. She's a zombie.
That's fine. I don't get zombies. Why do they eat? They have no digestive system. Where does it go?
Right. What do you think human tastes like?
Humans?
Mm-hmm.
Like licorice.
Ew. I think I hate licorice. I think they taste like I feel like we taste like pork. Oh.
Me.
Fuck is this? Oh wow.
It's kind of funny. You know, it was either this or Sonic, and I think we both would have enjoyed Sonic a lot better.
I think we should do it with Sonic.
Well, hey, if whenever you want to do another episode, you let me know. And then wasn't this
I don't know how you're gonna edit this into something that's like interesting. I feel like I contributed nothing.
What are you talking about? Are you serious? You were literally just telling me that you were so nervous to do this. And now look at yourself.
Yeah, I did it.
You're a natural.
That's children, baby.
You're gonna go far. Just stay in school.
I just got an acceptance letter from Chattahoochee State. So like, yeah, nice. I was like, I like didn't even think. They were like, "Welcome to Chattahoochee State." I was like, "Whoa, now you're moving too fast." I never said I was actually coming. I just wanted to know if I could come.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, editing this, it would just be like, honestly, it wouldn't require any editing.
Yeah.
The only editing there is, hey, look, it's Anna Kendrick.
Where? Oh, there she is.
Why is she one of these actresses? Don't get me wrong, she's attractive and all that, but I could never see her, like, I could never imagining her.
Well, she's always like the quirky girl.
Yeah. It's like she's supposed to be friend zoned by me or by like the audience. Like I could never imagine being with her.
Yeah, definitely. But she always ends up with the guy.
Which is very unrealistic. Well, thank God this movie is almost over.
They're still going strong though. They really should have ended it after Aubrey Plaza was like flailing down the mountain.
I think they should have ended it. We're about like what, an hour 21 minutes in. They should have ended this like an hour and 15 minutes ago. This should have been a 5-minute student film.
Short.
Who was that guy? Is that a guy just walking past?
Yes. He's probably a grip.
That's exactly what it is. Oh my goodness. That is 100% me. Yeah, the only thing I need to edit is just I'm gonna send you like a handful of like avatars. Oh yeah, of course. You have my word.
I am free of it now.
I want nothing but her craziness.
You're mentally ill.
I'll tell you what. Hypothetically, this is just me speaking hypothetically. If Naomi and I were together,
I would have to stop talking to you.
We were a
I'm not.
couple.
I'm not even kidding. We would no longer be friends.
That's fine. That's fine because what I'm about to say is gonna be fine.
Okay.
If Naomi and I were a couple, I do feel like I would have died. She probably would have killed me. But here's the thing: if you would have came to my funeral and it's an open casket, and I'm positioned the same way she killed me, I guarantee you'll see the biggest smile on my face.
With your hands up.
Yep.
Right before you made impact.
Yep. You'll see all my friends walk by my body like, that lucky fucker. He looks so happy.
At least he died happy doing what he loved.
He died happy.
Oh my gosh.
I do not know why Anna Kendrick's in this movie. Oh, look, it's
Yeah,
over.
she really didn't really feel like an important character at all. Like, it felt irrelevant for her to be there.
They could have had me. I would have played Aubrey, or I would have played Anna Kendrick's character and got the check.
I think he would have been great.
So that's the movie.
Yeah. What are
I'm
you
still rating this. I'm still rating this higher than Spirited Away. I'm sorry.
What?
But
Are you fucking kidding me? I can't even believe you.
I'm joking. Okay,
so
obviously this is rated super low. Super low. I rated Spirited Away, and I'll totally send you that one once it's up and running. But I rated that one like a 6 or a 5.
Okay, what do you rate this one?
This movie, I'm gonna give it, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 3 to a 2.
A 3 to a 2. I'm giving it a -5.
Well, that's mathematically impossible.
Well, I think it was just like I was not once invested in anything that was happening. And I know it's probably because I'm multitasking, but it's also because, like, if I wasn't on this podcast, I would have never gotten that far. Like, that 15-minute rule would have nullified this film.
I will say this. I think this is the best conversation I've had on this podcast.
I think you're lying.
I'm not lying. I am not lying. I cannot wait to listen to this. I cannot wait.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to hear it. I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Right. And then before you go, obviously for the theme of the podcast, you have to, is there anything you can appreciate from this film? Because this is on your note list.
Oh, right. I can appreciate the love that a mother can have for her child, because that woman was literally cutting off her own hand to feed her zombie kid. And I think that's beautiful.
Beautiful or stupidity?
Beautiful. Carlin, I'm trying to appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful too. But,
wait, what was one thing you appreciated?
And I'm gonna be completely honest. This is not a good movie. Although, in my definition, I don't think there's no such thing as a bad movie. Anything that has a budget, anything that's made, anything that's like put together in a grand sense of things is not bad. It's pretty much all subjective. However, the one thing that I do think about when I watch this movie, and it pretty much sums up our entire conversation, was I bet the cast and the crew, maybe not the crew, but the cast had a grand time making this film. You can tell, I feel like I can tell like a lot of these people are just friends that just decided, let's just make a movie.
That's true. That's very positive. And I think that's important, because I think being in this industry, you get like wrapped up in everything, and there is a lot of joy to filmmaking too, as even though it's like the hours suck and there's a lot of negatives, but like
exactly.
That's why we started doing it, right? Because we had a love for it. So I can also agree on that. There was some love there. They probably had a great time.
Right.
especially Aubrey Plaza, who just got to like scream for
Yeah.
95% of the movie.
Yeah. You can tell she loved this. And
That if I were an actress, this would be like my dream role.
this will be your dream role. You get to get paid millions.
I just get paid millions to like scream and beat people up.
And did not show up to work some days.
Yes.
Just sleep in.
Exactly.
There is no call time. I am the call time.
Oh, well, speaking of which, I do have to go to work tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, of course. So, Starfighters, that was the Starfighter full movie podcast. That was the 2014 film Life After Beth. Big shout out to you, Jess, for doing this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had a great time.
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. The movie, not so much, but the experience was great.
Right. So, Starfighters, that was the review, and I will see you on the next one. But until then, victory or death, Starfighters.